Hey, Michael here from Beer Baseball Blog, The Adventures of Craft Beer and Baseball. Thank you for joining me today. This is the Beer Baseball Blog Quick Pitch for November 21st. And wherever you are watching us live today, please give us a like and a comment. Let us know that you're out there. And as always, we'd appreciate if you subscribe and turn on those notifications so you can get our latest content right up to date. For anyone new to the Beer Baseball Blog, here's a little background on us. My name is Michael Mondragon. I'm a Los Angeles-based graphic designer, a lifelong baseball fanatic, and the founder of the Beer Baseball Blog. We started the blog in 2016 as a travel journey documenting our major league, minor league, college, independent baseball, all of our adventures across the United States, and combined it with craft beer, breweries, and other points of interest. In 2020, the blog pivoted to doing a weekly live podcast called the Beer Baseball Blogcast. Angela Trinidad, Kevin Lyon, Cowboy Jack Durango, and myself are live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. I know it conflicts with the Game 6 of the World Series, but you can join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific. We'd love to have you. You don't need to listen to Jack Buck. You can listen to us, just like talking about old baseball and some fun stuff. And then you can go right back into the game. It's very seamless. You can do it. You can multitask. We know it. And you can always catch our replay on our website at beerbaseball.com. Our blogcast features craft beer reviews. We all bring a unique craft beer of choice. We sample it, we discuss it, we talk about breweries, and it's a lot of fun discussion. We also play Baseball Card Sharks, which is a fun and interactive game that we invented using new and old baseball cards. This not only involves us as hosts, but it also involves the viewers watching at home, and it's a lot of fun. We also have baseball trivia that tests everybody's knowledge of the history of baseball going back 100 years. So we really bring it when it comes to baseball trivia. And also, speaking of 100 years, we also do a fun learning segment called This Day in Baseball History, where we mix over 100 years of baseball with obscure pop culture, music, television, movie, and pro wrestling references. It's always a lot of fun. And here is a sample of This Day in Baseball History for November 1st. Now, the first, my first thing that I was going to put for this quick pitch was to talk about October 31st going into November 1st. There's a very famous incident that happened 20 years ago, so 2001, and it was where Derek Jeter homered just after midnight in Game 4 of the 2001 World Series and became known as Mr. November. So Mr. October, Reggie Jackson, friend of the show, Mr. November, Derek Jeter. So it was a very iconic moment and one that should be celebrated. But, you know, that's really low-hanging fruit. So let's really bring it when it comes to baseball history on November 1st. This is one that I'd love to talk about more with our friend Shane Barclay at japanball.com. And it's really an amazing story and probably has a bigger story that I'm going to explain. And I can't wait to talk about it more. But November 1st, 2007, after retiring 24 of 24 Nippon Ham Fighters batters in 8 innings, Daisuke Yamai of the Chunichi Dragons is replaced by closer Hitoki Iwase, who gets the side out in order on 13 pitches to record a save in the 1-0 victory. The combined perfect game in Game 5 of the 7-game series brings Chunichi its first title in 53 years. This was actually the third time a pitcher has been pulled with a no-hitter in Japan League Baseball. It happened in 99 and 2020, but the first time with only a perfect game on the line. And can you imagine throwing a perfect game in the championship series? That's an amazing feat. Obviously, this decision to pull the starting pitcher with only 86 pitches in the game in the last inning was very controversial, to say the least. Manager Hiromitsu Ochai stood by his decision to pull Yamai out years after this game. And the interesting tale of this game later revealed was actually a communication error between Yamai and his manager. After the pitching coach noticed blood on Yamai's hand due to a cracked blister, this was after the 8th inning, the manager asked Yamai what he wanted to do and actually asked him that bluntly, what do you want to do? The humble Yamai translated this as the manager subtly saying that his night was over and graciously stepped aside as to not to challenge the coach or create any interference in that. Iwase, who had over 40 saves that year, pitched a clean 13-pitch ninth to get the win, and the rest is history. But that didn't prevent the manager from taking a lot of heat for making that decision. And in better news, Yamai actually on June 29th, 2013, actually got the 88th hitter in Japanese baseball history against the DNA Baystars. So yes, he did get a no-hitter later in his career, but pitching a perfect game is something that's always controversial. When you take out a pitcher, you always have to worry about pitch counts. And, I remember when Johan Santana did it for the Mets, it actually essentially ended his career. He was coming off an injury before that and threw, I think, like 140 pitches or something to that effect, which he was never the same after that, but did get a no-hitter, the first no-hitter for the Mets. But yeah, and so going with the Japanese baseball theme in this just in, and perhaps the biggest news in Japanese baseball for the Beer Baseball Blogcast, and Kevin Lyon and Cowboy Jack Durango, Angela Trinidad, and myself, we talked about this guy, and he's now the manager of the Hokkaido Nippon Habn Fighters, who we just talked about losing that series. They hired the former outfielder Tsuyoshi Shinjo, who was on the Mets in 2001. The Mets in 2001, was actually on the Giants as well. Was actually the first player to be in the World Series for the San Francisco Giants, a Japanese player that is. But he's the flamboyant and unconventional Shinjo took to Twitter and immediately proposed the occasional fan vote where you can vote in the starting lineup. So this should be very interesting. And we've talked about Shinjo and the blogcast. I think it was maybe episode 77. But I can't wait to have Sean Barclay on again from japanball.com to talk about this on a happy hour soon. So this is amazing news and going with the Japanese baseball theme. So thank you so much for joining me today. For more fun like this, join us live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch for the Beer Baseball Blogcast. Angela Trinidad, Kevin Lyon, Cowboy Jack Durango, and myself. You can also join the VP of Content Development, Angela Trinidad, on Saturdays at 9 p.m. Pacific for Beer and Break on our YouTube channel. We have a pre-recorded video every Saturday where he opens up packs of sports cards and enjoys a craft beer. Also, we are excited also this Saturday to bring back our Beer Baseball Happy Hour. It is episode 9 with Ian and Nikki from If Sports Cards on YouTube. We'll be definitely promoting this a lot more. And thank you to Ian for the shout outs on his YouTube channel. Check him out at If Sports Cards on YouTube this Saturday, November 6th at 12 p.m. Pacific. We cannot wait. It's always a fun time. Here are our social media handles for reference. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. If we gave you some value today, give us a like and a follow. Turn on that notification bell for our latest content, and we will see you tomorrow night going head-to-head with the World Series. But hey, you can't change the schedule, and the show must go on. We will see you tomorrow night for some more craft beer and curveballs. Good night, everyone. Take care.